Hey, check it out. You can buy beef rendang and chicken rendang here. Quite cool.
They thought it was a frisbee.
Is it good? Who knows? Hi, you're watching Greg's Big Eats, and in this vlog, we're talking about the stalls which sell the best local Malay style satay in Geylang Serai. So you would think that Geylang Serai, being the biggest Malay enclave in Singapore, you would have some of the best local Malay style satay, right? Wrong. Absolutely wrong. Unfortunately. Over a period of about 2 to 3 months, I went to all the satay stalls in the area, including all the reputable ones, and all of them were average except for one stall. Only one stall, which had excellent satay. But first, let's talk about the stalls which didn't pass the mark. Before I go on, I have to stress that all these opinions are really just my own opinions. Well, I try to be as objective as possible. Ultimately, one man's meat is another man's poison, huh? So, with that in mind, the satay stalls at Geylang Serai are run by 3 heavyweight brands. The legendary Warong Sudi Mampir, located at Haig Road Food Centre. Satay Sejati, which has 2 outlets, one in each hawker centre, Haig Road and Geylang Serai, and Alhambra Satay. They also have 2 outlets, both of them at the Geylang Serai market. One down at the Teh Tarik coffee shop and one up in the market. So first, Warong Sudi Mampir. The stall is famous, has numerous food awards under their belt. In existence since the 1940s, 3 brothers now run the stall, and they still maintain the Indonesian family recipe, which has been used since their grandfather was a street hawker. They moved into Haig Road Market and Food Centre in 1977, and they've been based there ever since. It has a unique approach to satay, but it's a unique approach which you either love or hate. The charcoal grilled satay comes with a nice smokiness, it's not too sweet, and it's marinated lightly so you can taste the flavour of the meat. While there's a generous amount of meat on each stick of satay, the meat comes almost too dry and tough, as there's virtually no fat mixed in. It's especially true for the chicken satay, as they use pure chicken breast for the meat. There's no chicken skin to alleviate the dryness. The beef satay is probably the best of the bunch, as it has the softest texture and the marinade has penetrated right through the meat. The saving grace is the satay sauce, the wonderful satay sauce, as it comes wonderfully oil-rich and full of chunky peanuts. It is easily the best satay stall in all of the satay stalls mentioned in this vlog. The consistency of the satay sauce is so thick that very little drops off when you dip a stick of meat in. It adds just the right amount of richness and moisture which is lacking in the meat. Aside from the usual chicken, beef and mutton options, they also offer the more unusual hati, beef heart, and babat, beef tripe, which they hand skewer every day. The other famous brand here is Satay Sejati, which is also a bit unusual in its satay approach. Now run by a second generation husband and wife team, Satay Sejati has been in the Geylang Serai area ever since it started operations in 1964. We now have 2 stalls in the Geylang Serai area, one in Haig Road Food Centre and another in Geylang Serai Market. And the standard is fairly consistent, as everything is made at the Geylang Serai Market outlet before being transferred over to the other outlet, which is just across the road. The big highlight here are the textures of the meats, which come wonderfully soft, tender, and with a slight grilled flavour. It also retains its tenderness for quite some time after the plate leaves the stall, which is a bonus. However, the marination is fairly light, in contrast with the other satay stalls in the area, which opt for heavier, more powerful flavours. Eaten alone, the flavour is primarily lightly sweet and nothing else. No savoury or herb flavours to speak of. Also lacking is the slightly spicy satay sauce, which has a chili powdery finish and could do with more robustness, even though the sauce is fairly oil-rich. That said, once you dip the satay steak inside the sauce and you eat it, the flavours are fairly well balanced. A side note about the condiments. At all the stalls, they are all properly and traditionally done right, with big chopped cucumbers with the skin on and big slices of red onions. It's a welcome sight, as many satay stalls in the rest of Singapore have largely done away with the cucumber skin. Many places have even omitted red onions altogether. The other downside is that all the satay stalls here have switched over to factory-made ketupat, compressed rice cakes, which come in green plastic coverings instead of the traditional palm leaf shells, which ketupat should come in. While it doesn't change the rice texture, in fact, the rice textures at all three stalls are great, smooth and slightly soft. It unfortunately lacks the green fragrance which palm leaves impart. So now we talk about my personal favourite, Alhambra Satay. They have two outlets, but the satays at each outlet tastes very different, and only one outlet passes the mark in my opinion. Alhambra Satay can trace its history all the way back to the old Satay Club at Beach Road when they started back in 1964. One outlet is run by the original owner. That's the one located at the Teh Tarik coffee shop below the market. The satay gravy is excellent with a lovely rich flavour, and the meat is nicely marinated with a nice pleasant spice flavour and texture because they have got the texture of the herbs and less of a sweet finish. But while the meat is reasonably tender, the meat for the beef, mutton and babat options can come quite tough, so that's a fail for me. So now the satay that I absolutely love and I would recommend, beyond a shadow of the doubt, is the other Alhambra outlet located at the Geylang Serai market itself and is run by the ex-wife of the owner. She doesn't want to be filmed or named, so I gotta respect that privacy there. She took the original recipe and adapted it using her mother's own satay recipe, resulting in what I feel is the best Malay satay in the Geylang Serai area. But that's just my opinion. So come, let's have a taste. Can I order some satay?
Yes, sir.
Can I order 4 of each?
5 each lah, $15, $9.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, chicken, mutton, beef,
Okay, Okay, we have a plate here. They cook it from scratch, so I had to wait about 5 minutes or so. But this is what we got. Only 3 varieties are on offer: chicken, beef and mutton. And of course there's the satay sauce. Yummy, yummy. I also ordered one ketupat. See, this is the green plastic covering here. Okay. So, not much smell, but hey, there are other powerful flavors here anyway. Cucumber with the skin on, very important. There's the red onions. Then you have the chicken. That looks pretty alright. The mutton. And you have the beef. Like the other Alhambra outlet below, none of the satay is factory supplied. All of the meat is bought raw from suppliers, chopped up, marinated using their own separate proprietary blend of spices, and they're hand screwed every day. Let's try the chicken. Tender, moist texture, slight smoky charring on the meat, slight hint of a herb texture, but there's not a lot of herb texture in there. But the meat is moist beyond belief, moist, perfectly cooked, wonderful. Let's try the mutton. Great thing, it's got this little piece of fat right over there, and that contributes a lot of flavor in the meat. The fat melts in your mouth. Again, moist meat, slight charcoal grilling. The taste, a mixture of savoury and sweet. It possibly is just a hair sweeter than the Alhambra outlet below. Now for the beef. The beef has been marinated right through. The beef is meatier, a little bit chunkier, not as soft a texture. It's not as rich as the mutton because there's no piece of fat in between. You can't taste the flavour of the beef as much as you can in the mutton. The beef can be a little inconsistent. Sometimes it's soft, sometimes it is dry, but generally speaking, I've had a high hit rate with the beef satay here than with other satay stalls. Now for the satay sauce itself. Oil-rich, chunky peanuts which are a bit soft but it's mainly firm. It's savoury, it's sweet as well. Here's a very good satay sauce. It doesn't have the thick richness which Warong Sudi Mampir has. It's got a pleasant, medium thick and chunky consistency. Any satay lover will be happy with this. The quality of the satay sauce is actually dependent on which day you actually visit the stall. Basically, because a fresh pot of satay sauce is actually made about every 2 days or so. So when it tastes fresh, the taste is still good, but it's a little flat. But if you come back next day and you taste it again, when it has had time to actually simmer for many hours and so on and so forth, right? The flavor actually comes very well balanced with just the right amount of sweet, savory and oil-rich flavors. Whatever is made at the Geylang Serai market outlet is sold at the Geylang Serai market outlet. But the wife does admit that when they actually run out, they do take from downstairs. And I think that the satay downstairs is not as good. So ask where the sticks come from before you order, as the quality between the two is very, very different. Now for the ketupat, compressed rice, looks nice, soft and smooth. Yep, soft, smooth, plain. It still has a little bit of moisture inside, so you know that it hasn't been overly steamed. There are many places where they tend to over steam the ketupat to the point that it actually comes very dry and hard. Not worth the money. Ketupat with a little bit of the sauce. Oh, absolutely wonderful. And then obviously you have the cucumber, which is cucumber. That's a bit of veg in your meal. You have the red onion. That's a bit of that fresh herb flavor into the mix. Some of the sauce. Chicken with some of the satay sauce. Wow. Chicken meat, pretty amazing. Soft meat, there's a little bit of skin thrown in as well. More of the mutton with some of the sauce. I do wish that they served a little bit more sauce. I don't think one bowl is enough, but I ordered 12 sticks, 4 chicken, 4 beef, 4 mutton. But I'm pretty sure you can ask for more. There you go, all finished. Satay sauce finished, satay, all finished, everything. So if you happen to be in the Geylang Serai area and you happen to be at Geylang Serai Market, order from the stall. I believe it's the best option for satay here. So thanks for watching another episode of Great Speed Eats, where I eat through the whole of Singapore. If you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Before I end this vlog, there is one other satay stall in Geylang Serai which I haven't mentioned. I stumbled upon it last minute, halfway through the editing of this vlog. It's called Geylang Serai Food Corner. So some very short footnotes about the stall. It's popular because it is the cheapest of all the satay stalls there. 50 cents per piece versus the normal 60 cents per piece. And the mutton and babat options are killer because the textures are wonderfully soft. The chicken is too dry and hard. The texture of the beef has a funny soft texture which I didn't like. Over tenderized or something. Both beef and chicken comes way too sweet. The satay sauce is very, very interesting as they throw in small mutton scraps and soft beans. In short, it's a hit and miss here. So there's some good and some bad. I have mixed feelings about the stall, but if you have been to the stall, do let me know your opinion in the comment section below. I would love to know your thoughts. So, okay, that's it. Bye-bye.